Well, that's a little chicken coop. It's got to get tore out. But as you can see, this is the new bottom fence along the river. We went with this wire panel top section so you could still see the river. This is where you get some good wildlife spottings. And I set it back from the bank in order to put some more plantings in here to hold the bank together. The runoff during the rainy season can be pretty heavy, and there's been some signs of erosion, so we'll just nip that in the bud. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over here to right beside my property. There's another property that is for sale. It's the only other one down here along the river that is for sale. It's a little bit smaller. Mine's 1,200 square meters. And this one's about 1,000. So negligible. It's got I think it's a little steeper on this hill section, but has a gentler transition down to the river itself, which is kind of nice. Somebody somewhere along the line has put together a little rock wall here to act as a swale to direct the water off the property. You can see where the owner gave us permission to come on the property and transport materials and for us to be able to complete this wall. We'll make sure that we clean up all of our construction debris and leave it in the same state that we found it. It's quite a bit cooler right down by the river. This is a cedar tree. It's quite mature, and that I'm told is quite valuable wood for furniture, etc. This is the building. It's on site right now. It's really not much more than a shed. It would more than likely you just tear it down. You probably have some very cheap labor come in here, tear it down and cart away. All of it, no problem. For a small fee. And labor here is never really a problem. There's lots of it. They work very hard and it is inexpensive. There's the road. There's already a gate in place. The driveway in is a bit narrow, would need to be improved. For certain. There's water on the property. There's electricity on the property. There's fiber optic running to my house. So obviously it would be easy to have fiber optic run here off of the very same pole. It would be closer. So how much do you ask for this little slice of paradise? 35,000 colones. Or sorry, no, wait, 35 million colones. And before you freak out, 35 million colones is approximately $70,000 Canadian. For a quarter of an acre. just outside of Orotina, and I mean just outside. If it takes you 5 minutes to get into Orotina by car, you're in gridlock. The Costa Rican version of gridlock. So it's super easy. Access to everything that you would ever need. Maybe not all of your wants, but those aren't too far away either. Jaco has a lot more of those gringo comforts, and that's 45 minutes away. Or you can go right into San Jose. The greater metropolitan area is only 45 minutes away as well. An hour to the airport, and that's really just traffic. It's not that much more distant than just getting to the greater metropolitan area. It's just traffic around the airport is fairly hellacious, so it could be anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, depending on that. Orotina is slated to be the location for the next international airport in Costa Rica. Close by in Caldera is the port, the only big ship operating port on the Pacific side. So I'm guessing that's why Orotina was chosen, and that it will be somewhere between Caldera or Punta Arenas and Orotina, where there's enough space where you can build all the associated services and warehousing that will be required in Orotina, or for an airport, for an international airport. Because it's not just building the airport, you've got to make sure that all the ancillary businesses have a place to be. Otherwise, it's not economically viable. Now, that decision was made a long time ago, and they have not yet broken ground. And that's a modicum of the fact that the country doesn't have the money to do it, so the project just gets put on hold. They're not fools. But, you know, they do have some great plans and some lofty goals. Anyway, as you can see, up there, just I think this side of where that shack is, great place to build a home with a fantastic deck that could walk to an infinity edge type pool. You terrace this down so you have easy walking down to maybe a rancho, because on the hottest days, hanging out down here by the Rio, it's way cooler. It's much more comfortable. Currently, with the guys working on this section of the fence, it's actually been a real pleasure working down here. The bugs haven't been that bad. Nothing a little bit of deep woods off. And I'm looking for sponsors off if you want to come strong on that one. Nothing a little deep woods off. Can't sort out. Again, it's beautiful. River's a little high. We've had quite a bit of rain. We had a pretty good solid rain last night. So there it is. And you're welcome. I built this wall. So that's a big bonus. And a lot of people don't like the concept of walls, but here in terms of Tico lifestyle and architecture, this is really normal and a really solid value add for your property. We don't plan on being away from our property for great lengths of time, but we're both kind of homebodies, but it's a nice added level of security and protection. And again, it goes along with the Spanish architecture. So there you go. 35,000 colones, 35 million colones, sorry. 70,000 Canadian dollars. You get to be my neighbor.